What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Rock and Roll True Stories. And we got some Van Halen related news for you guys today. We talked a bit about Wolfgang Van Halen working on his first solo LP. That's going to be coming out later this year. And now we got some David Lee Roth news. So David Lee Roth is right now on tour with the band Kiss. He's going to be opening for them pretty much until almost the end of the year. And if you guys have seen any of the videos of his Las Vegas residency he did back in January, he took a lot of criticism for his voice and how he's been sounding, and he's now responding to those criticisms. So he recently gave an interview to the Star Tribune in which he said, "I've never had any delusions about my voice. It sounds like 4 miles of flat road with knobby tires. Mom used to say that. In fact, she said it last week. However, some people's definition of perfect vocals might be pristine and pretty like Adam Lambert. My definition of absolutely the best vocals in the last 20 years is Biz Markie's 1989 hit Just a Friend." Now, he also has talked in recent interviews about the future of Van Halen and how the band probably won't be returning after their planned 2019 tour never materialized, but he still is talking positively about his experience in the band, saying Van Halen was like an anemone. It's born looking exactly the same way it does as it passes into the hereafter. If you listen to tracks from our club days in 1973, Van Halen, once I joined the band, sound exactly like we did the first day together at Ed's mom's house, as we did on the first record, as we did on Jump. Now, Roth would go on to say there was a 20-year phase where 1 in 5 males went dressed as me on Halloween. All their girlfriends went dressed as Stevie Nicks. It's a songbook that's more famous and more mesmerized than My Country 'Tis the Purple Mountains, he'd finish off by saying. Now, in another piece of David Lee Roth news, there was an interview that Kiss's manager Doc McGhee gave where he talked about why they chose David Lee Roth as the opener for Kiss as part of the End of the Road tour. So he was asked, "How did you decide that?" To which Doc McGhee replied, "I thought that was really cool. We like Dave a lot. Listen, David Lee Roth in the 70s and 80s was the greatest frontman there was. There wasn't anybody better than that cat. It's going to be fun. I haven't seen him outside of Van Halen except for that brief, Sam and Dave thing, but I think when he gets out there and does his hits and some Van Halen hits, it's going to be cool." Turning now to some Ozzy news. So he had his latest record, Ordinary Man, come out on February 21st, and the day before the album dropped, he released a new song off the album, which was It's a Raid, which featured rapper Post Malone. Now, the song was actually inspired by a pretty real raid that Osbourne accidentally inflicted upon himself. So he accidentally called the police while he was high. He would tell SiriusXM's Ozzy's Boneyard. It was, I think, when we were recording Black Sabbath's Volume 4. We rented a house in Bel Air, and he recalled that there was a variety of substances he was doing at the time, and the house, Osbourne remembered, was really warm, so he pushed a button he thought would turn on the air conditioning, and he said, "I pressed the button, and in about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 cop cars come screaming down the drive. I'm shouting, 'It's an effing raid.'" He'd go on to say, "I've got coke coming out of my ears, and I didn't sleep for 4 or 5 days after that," he would joke. So if you guys want to watch the clip where he tells a story about the song, I've put the link down below. That does it for today's video, guys. We'll see you guys later. We'll be having the clues for this coming week's True Stories later today on the community tab. Take care.